Hello YouTube, I'm going to do a video of my top 10 favorite N64 games, so let me know what you think, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with number 10 here. Number 10 is Star Fox 64. I absolutely love this game. I never played the SNES version, but I did play this one. This is the first one I played, and it was awesome. It is rather short, but what I like about it is that you can go to different levels whenever you want. Like, whatever what level that you choose, depending on what path you go through each level, which was pretty cool. But the only thing bad about it though is it's really short. But it does have a lot of replay value though. Like I said, you can go to any level you want. You can take several different paths, and that's what I like about this game. So it's really fun. Check it out if you haven't. Next is kind of an obscure one. It's Bomberman Hero. I played Bomberman 64, but I didn't really care for it too much. I did pick this one up, and my friend actually recommended it. He said it was like one of the longest games he ever played, and it's not really that long, but it is fun. It's a platformer. There's basically five worlds, and then each world has like three different areas, and each area has several different levels, including two boss stages, one mini boss and one main boss. And basically, it's just a platformer version of Bomberman. Bomberman is usually like puzzle solving and stuff, but this one's a platformer, and I love platformers, so I gotta love this one. Had a lot of fun with it. I actually have never beaten it though. That's one thing about it. The last area is a bunch of bosses, and one of the bosses I never was able to get through, so I just quit. And I should probably go back to it though and beat it eventually. Next is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Had a lot of fun with this game with my friends. It was really fun at the time. I never really played the SNES Mortal Kombat games. I did play the Genesis one for I didn't play it that much. I actually don't even have it in my collection, but I did play it. Never really was a big Mortal Kombat fan until I played this one, which was, um, obviously probably the only one I really got into, and obviously my favorite. And but I really liked it. I liked playing as Rain. He was my favorite character to use, and I got through it multiple times. I even beat it on expert mode once I got really good. I'm probably not good at it now, but back then I was pretty good. After playing it so many times, this is one of the first games I actually took cheats off the internet to learn, like, not cheats, but like the moves to like use the fatalities and stuff. So and I played this so many times with friends. It was really fun. Next is another one that I played with a lot of friends, was Pokemon Stadium. Never was a huge Pokemon fan when the big craze was going on. I never got into it. I didn't even know what it was, so I just didn't nothing about it really interested me. I never collected the cards, but then when my cousin finally showed me his collection, I thought it was pretty cool. So I started collecting the cards. I started playing the Game Boy games, which were really fun. And then I picked this one up, and the rest is history. I played this so many times that the label was actually worn off because that didn't really and there's stuff all over it. It's just kind of a worn out cartridge. One of the lesser condition cartridges of the N64 that I own, but it was really fun. I actually still play this. This is one of the N64 games that I still play, and I still play with my little brother. He loves to play Pokemon, and it's really fun. You should check it out. Next is Donkey Kong 64, great 3D platformer. The N64 was really cool for having all the great 3D platformers. PlayStation 2 was amazing as well, and so was the PS1. But the N64 is probably my favorite console for 3D platformers. It had Donkey Kong 64 and a lot of other ones. Donkey Kong 64 took a collectathon to the next level, and that's not a bad thing because I love collectathons. Um, but if you're looking for a 3D platform that's very big on collecting things, this is your game. There's bananas, there's golden bananas, there's battle crowns, fairies, banana fairies, just so many things that you can collect, and it's a lot of exploration. That's what I kind of really love about this game. I wish Donkey Kong would make or Nintendo would make a Donkey Kong game like this one, not the whole Donkey Kong Return stuff. I do like the Donkey Kong Return games, but not as much as this. So number 5 is Mario 64. This was the first N64 game that I ever played. Probably a lot of a lot of people ever played, just because it was, it was one of the first N64 games released. This and I think Pilot Wing, but this I actually have fond memories of it trying to use the D-pad. I was a noob back then to move Mario, and then I figured out you need to use the analog stick. And then the next thing about it was I had to figure out actually what to do because I didn't know you were actually supposed to jump in the paintings until I, started reading the signs that were around and basically told you what to do. You talked, Toad and stuff. But this game is awesome. I mean, it is one of the best Mario games. It's probably my second favorite Mario game ever, and just because of how influential it is, it influenced it. This was the first real 3D platformer. This defined it. This defined what it should be, what it is. Number 4 is Mario Kart 64, my favorite Mario Kart game of all time, and my favorite co-op player game of all time on the N64, probably of all time ever too. I've played this game to death. I mean, me and my family would play it 24/7 on days that we had nothing else to do. I mean, I love this game so much. It also introduced me to one of my favorite Mario characters, which is Wario. This was the first game that I saw Wario in, and he was actually my favorite character to use on this game, and I still use him all the time when I pop it in now. But so that's another thing that has going for it. But I loved everything about it. I loved the Mario Grand, the tournament thing they had, and I loved the verses, and I loved the battle mode, just anything. I still play it to this day. Next is my favorite platformer of all time, Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie is interesting because it actually, a lot of people said when it came out that it was a Super Mario 64 clone, and it is. I mean, it's like Mario 64 in a lot of ways. I mean, but you can't really hold that against it because Mario 64 was the first 3D platformer, and it inspired a lot of 3D platforms to come. I mean, saying that this is like Mario or a clone of Mario 64 is pretty much saying that Donkey Kong Country is a clone of Super Mario World, you know, and it pretty much is. It's the same concept because it's the same genre. This is the same concept because it's the same genre, and hell, I like it better than Mario 64. So, I mean, I think it expanded on what Mario 64 was, and they had less levels, but they had bigger levels and more in-depth levels. Graphics were amazing. Just everything about it was amazing. It had so many new moves you can learn, and I could just go on and on, but I'm trying to keep this video short, so I really can't. But if you haven't played this, this is basically when Rare was in their golden age, and this was their best work, their very best work. Number 2, it was really hard to choose this over Banjo-Kazooie, but I had to make it number 2 because it's just amazing. But it's Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. This is a sequel to Ocarina of Time, and it is some people think it's better, some people don't. I don't know, really, honestly. It's a masterpiece, but I don't know if it's better than Ocarina of Time. I mean, obviously, um, it's number 2 on my list, and the game in Ocarina of Time is number 1. Spoiler alert. But it was hard to make that comparison. It really was. I'd like to say that these are tied for number 1, but that'd be kind of cheating. But this is number 2. Ocarina of Time is number 1, probably just for nostalgia reasons. But let's talk about Majora's Mask for a minute. Uh, there's a lot of complaints with it. First off, because of the time, the 3-day time. But that shouldn't really be a criticism because they worked out the kinks and what could have been a huge problem really well. Another thing is the save function, which I will agree that is frustrating, but it's just part of something you just have to deal with it. I mean, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I didn't like it, but I dealt with it because this was such a good game. Another thing is the side quest, but I actually really liked the side quest feature. I liked that the there was only 4 dungeons and 4 bosses, or 5 bosses really, and the side quests were just I liked it. I liked it was more like it was more like an adventure. You go out and figure out all these side quests and all these different things that you can collect, and it was really dark. I liked that a lot too, and yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. So let's get on to number one, which, as you know, is Ocarina of Time, my favorite game of all time, um, and it's just, I mean, it's basically the graphics and everything are just like Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask took everything from Ocarina of Time and made it into its own game. But this defined my childhood. I played the original Zelda first, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. And then when I picked this one up, this was the second Zelda game that I played, and it blew my mind. So it was just great in every level. I mean, I can't really say much about it that hasn't already been said. It's a masterpiece. It's my favorite N64 game and my favorite game of all time. So there you have it. Um, there's some games that I left out that I know uh, are going to catch some people's attention, like GoldenEye, but I never played GoldenEye, so I can't include it on the list. So sorry about that. Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't like Conker's Bad Fur Day. I played it. I don't like it. So there you have it. Um, Another one is, well, Pokemon Snap. Um, that's a really popular game. I do like that, but it's not, my top 10. Just these are pretty much just, honorable mentions, I guess. Another one would be Super Paper Mario, which I really like, but it's just not one of my top 10 favorites. But anyway, other than that, let me know what you think, and like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what your list is, because I like to see other people's top 10 lists. I think it's really interesting. This is Nerd TV signing off. Have a good day.